What's up, everybody? It's Jack and Dan.
And today we're going to unbox some cinnamon from Swanson.
What kind of cinnamon is it, man?
It's Ceylon.
Is there a difference between Ceylon cinnamon and Cassia cinnamon?
Yes, there is.
What's the difference?
Cassia cinnamon has cumin in it, which is not so good for
Coumarin?
Coumarin, yes. Coumarin for your liver, or yes.
It's kind of toxic, huh?
Yes, it's not good to eat.
There's a very tiny amount of it, but if you eat a lot of cinnamon like we do, because we put it in things like our peanut butter and our almond butter and our oats.
It's a big bag of oats.
It's a ridiculous bag of oats, but we like oats and they're really good for you.
Well, let's put in applesauce too.
Yeah, and in our coffee right over here that's brewing for tomorrow morning. So if you use a lot of cinnamon, because it is very good and it's a good way to enhance the flavor of things, and it is a good antioxidant and a good anti-inflammatory spice. However, Ceylon cinnamon, a lot of people do not know, has 250 times less coumarin than Cassia has. Coumarin sounds a little familiar, doesn't it?
Yes, kind of sounds like a drug.
Yeah, that's because it is a drug. You might have heard of a drug called Coumadin.
Yes.
Actually, Coumadin comes from coumarin. It's an anticoagulant. And it is for people who have arrhythmias in their heart and things like that. They take Coumadin to reduce their clotting factors, and it causes their blood to be a little thinner. Well, coumarin that comes in cinnamon, if you eat a lot of it like we do, can actually thin your blood, which can be good and can be bad. If you don't need your blood thinned, or if you're already on an anticoagulant like Coumadin and you eat a lot of Cassia cinnamon, it can have a synergistic effect, which means it can multiply it and make your blood too thin. You could end up with a hemorrhage. What's a hemorrhage?
I'm not sure.
It's a fancy word for bleeding.
Oh, yes.
It's a big medical word. You could bleed in your brain or somewhere else, and that would be bad.
I don't know.
So that's why we're doing this video, is we want people to know the difference. Now, Ceylon cinnamon obviously is more expensive, but if you get a whole big case of it at one time, like we do, you can actually save a lot of money. Let's unbox this, because I know you like to unbox stuff, buddy.
Yes.
All right, while Jack's working on this box, we're going to go over a little bit more of this medical stuff. Obviously, you can Google this. Just look up coumarin or look up Cassia versus Ceylon cinnamon. A lot of people never even know about this or think to look into this at all. At the end of the day, most of the cinnamon, unless you are ordering Ceylon cinnamon or buying Ceylon cinnamon, or if it specifically says Ceylon cinnamon, it is not. It is Cassia. And the other bad thing is, which you'll notice that we sometimes do we did a couple videos about, we got some Brazil nuts too. We'll have to talk about that too. Forgot about that. But anyway, yeah, so basically what happens is, if it doesn't say Ceylon, it is Cassian. And so we did quite a few videos on making our own pumpkin spice. If you don't make your own pumpkin spice with Ceylon cinnamon, most of the time it has Cassia cinnamon. So if you get things that are pre-made pumpkin spice, or things that you bake with it, because the Cassia is cheaper. So this right here is 16 ounces. This is an entire pound, and this was about $19.99, which actually ends up being about half price buying it all at once like this. And what we do is we just take some good old mason jars like this, and we dump them into the mason jars and seal them up and put them in the refrigerator, where it will stay nice and fresh. So anyway, you pour these in here. This is going to take up about 2 of these. You can make your own pumpkin pie spice. We are going to have a whole bunch of videos coming up where we're going to talk about things that we use with cinnamon and some of the recipes we use cinnamon for. Obviously, we put it in a lot of cereals. We do put it in our coffee grounds, which is a great way to make your coffee taste a little less bitter and make it healthier without adding a bunch of sugar and things like that. So you can see this is pretty easy. We only have to get this about we only get this every couple of months or every 3 months or so. I mean, we do eat a lot of it, but this is a huge amount. As far as these Brazil nuts, we're going to be doing a video on these guys completely separate. We do usually order a couple things at a time when we order from Swanson, because they have deals a lot of times. This was actually like a Memorial Day sale deal where it was I think 25% off and free shipping. So I think we got these Brazil nuts that are organic, by the way, and this organic Ceylon cinnamon for, I think it was like $22 or $23 for both of them, which is pretty phenomenal. So we'll leave a link for Swanson if you've never checked them out. They're really good. And then we'll also leave a link about the coumarin. This is a very important thing for people to realize. If you're consuming a lot of this, it could have drug interactions and things like that.
Oh man, that smells really good.
All right, we're going to stick these right on the bottom shelf here. You can see we get a couple other things this way. We also get turmeric, or turmeric as some people call it. And we buy that in nice big bags just like this, so it's organic and it's much less expensive. And we just put them down here and keep them in the fridge. Use them for cooking. So these two will last us easily probably about 3 or 4 months, depending. And then, of course, we keep some good old organic, cacao or cocoa powder. And we use a lot of these things together, especially the cinnamon and the chocolate. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of videos coming up with cinnamon, but we wanted to make sure people knew about this. So if you, and you may have other websites that you can buy it from and things like that too, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people do not realize that even though it would take a lot of cinnamon to harm you, you might as well cut down this coumarin, especially if you're taking medication and things like that.
Yeah, also Swanson's a really good site because they have like all types of table things, seasonings. They have all sorts of cool.
Yeah,
stuff.
we buy a lot of stuff from them. And honestly, when they have sales and deals, especially on holidays and stuff, it's really awesome and really cheap. So yeah, check out Swanson. Here's their deal. We'll put a link in the description, swanson.com. They sell all kinds of foods and all kind of things like that. And hey, we just wanted people to know about this. We're going to have some great videos coming up with this cinnamon and some other things that we're doing. We'll see you next time, guys.